In a world driven by ambition, consumerism, and the relentless pursuit of success, the notion of wanting less to attain more may seem counterintuitive. Yet, this paradoxical idea has deep roots in philosophy and psychology. This video will delve into the intricate relationship between desire, contentment, and fulfillment, demonstrating that sometimes, it is by cultivating a sense of sufficiency that we truly gain abundance. This video will delve into the intricate relationship between desire, contentment, and fulfillment, demonstrating that sometimes, it is by cultivating a sense of sufficiency that we truly gain abundance. Before we explore the paradox, let's first understand the nature of desire. Desire is an inherent aspect of human existence. From basic needs like food and shelter to more complex desires like love and self-fulfillment, our lives are marked by a continuous interplay of wanting and striving. Philosophers like Aristotle argued that desire is fundamental to human nature. He believed that it is desire that propels us forward, pushing us to seek better lives and to pursue eudaimonia, the highest form of human flourishing. However, he also recognized the need for moderation in desire, highlighting the dangers of excessive wanting. The paradox of desire becomes apparent when we consider the hedonic treadmill, a psychological phenomenon wherein individuals continuously adapt to improved circumstances, but their overall happiness remains relatively constant. In other words, the more we acquire and achieve, the more our desires tend to expand, leaving us perpetually unsatisfied. This hedonic adaptation explains why, despite our best efforts to accumulate wealth, possessions, and accolades, we often find ourselves no happier than before. The pursuit of more becomes a never-ending cycle, leaving us trapped in a constant state of desire and dissatisfaction. The philosophy of minimalism presents a compelling counterpoint to the hedonic treadmill. Minimalism advocates for deliberate simplicity, emphasizing the value of owning and desiring less. Minimalists argue that by shedding the excess and focusing on what truly matters, we can find greater contentment and fulfillment. Prominent minimalist philosophers like Henry David Thoreau, who lived a simple life in Walden Pond, and Epicurus, who preached the pursuit of simple pleasures, have long extolled the virtues of minimalism. Their teachings suggest that by reducing our desires, we can unlock a more profound sense of joy and tranquility. Eastern philosophies, such as Buddhism and Taoism, also offer insights into the paradox of desire. Buddhism, for instance, teaches that attachment and craving are the root causes of suffering. The Four Noble Truths, central to Buddhist philosophy, posit that by letting go of desires and attachments, we can attain nirvana, a state of ultimate liberation from suffering. Taoism, on the other hand, encourages individuals to embrace the concept of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. Contentment, often portrayed as the antithesis of desire, is a state of mental and emotional satisfaction with what one has. Cultivating contentment requires a shift in perspective, one that focuses on appreciating the present moment and recognizing the sufficiency of the here and now. The Greek philosopher, Epictetus, argued that true freedom lies in accepting what is beyond our control and finding contentment within our sphere of influence. This Stoic approach encourages us to let go of unnecessary desires and to channel our efforts into areas where we have agency. So, how can we reconcile these seemingly opposing forces of desire and contentment? The answer lies in cultivating mindful desire. Instead of ceaselessly chasing after external possessions and achievements, we can learn to desire wisely. Wisdom, in this context, involves discerning between transient, material desires and deeper, enduring ones related to personal growth, relationships, and purpose. By focusing our desires on these more profound aspects of life, we can avoid the pitfalls of the hedonic treadmill and experience a more sustainable sense of fulfillment. Mindfulness, rooted in both Eastern traditions and modern psychology, involves paying deliberate attention to the present moment without judgment. Mindfulness allows us to observe our desires as they arise, without immediately acting upon them. This practice creates a gap between our impulses and our actions, providing us with the opportunity to reflect on the true nature of our desires. Are they fleeting cravings or expressions of our deeper values and aspirations? The paradox of desire also invites us to prioritize our desires, allocating our time, energy, and resources to those pursuits that align most closely with our values and long-term goals. This process of discernment requires introspection and self-awareness. By setting clear priorities and aligning our desires with our values, we can avoid the trap of mindless consumerism and the constant pursuit of more. Instead, we can direct our efforts toward the pursuits that bring us genuine fulfillment. Gratitude is another potent tool in navigating the paradox of desire. While desire often pulls our attention towards what we lack, gratitude redirects our focus to what we already possess. By acknowledging and appreciating the blessings in our lives, we can counteract the incessant drive for more. In conclusion, the paradox of desire invites us to reevaluate our approach to life's pursuits. It teaches us that relentless wanting, driven by external factors and societal pressures, can lead to perpetual dissatisfaction. However, through the wisdom of minimalism, Eastern philosophies, and the art of contentment, we can find a harmonious balance between desire and fulfillment. Ultimately, it is by wanting less of what is superficial and fleeting and by wanting more of what is meaningful and enduring that we can unlock the true abundance life has to offer. The paradox of desire reveals that the path to a more fulfilling existence may not be in acquiring more, but in desiring with wisdom and finding contentment in the present moment. It teaches us that true abundance is not necessarily found in the accumulation of possessions or accomplishments but in the quality of our desires and the depth of our contentment with what we already have. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Let's journey together toward a life filled with purpose, not possessions.